What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist. Y hoy aquí estoy con
Gersh1,
aka Grimace, because of the shirt.
Yes, purple.
And Jeff Goldblum, because of the shirt. For the greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get those questions first. That is what Faking It 66 did. He asks, I thought the Grey Knights were supposed to be incorruptible. How are there Chaos Grey Knights?
There is not Chaos Grey Knights that I'm aware of. At least in their codex, it states that the Grey Knights are incorruptible. In the history, in the inception of Grey Knights, there's never been one that has fallen to chaos. There's even one who wields a demon blade who's constantly whispering, and if he literally is not in possession of it, it would like disappear and appear somewhere else and try to corrupt that person. So there's two videos on it. There's one on the actual, I think it's called like the Black Blade of Antweir, or something like that. And then there's a 40 facts on the actual person that's holding it. I forget his name. I want to say it's Castellan Crow, but it might not be. No, but anyway, we got two videos on the guy that holds it and the blade itself. But yeah, Grey Knights are incorruptible. However, the closest thing to that might be Drago. Drago was banished to the warp, and he's kind of stuck in there, but he can come out of the warp and help his buddies. However, there is a rumor that Slaanesh has a like silver warrior, and it's rumored that that might be Drago, who is finally, after like millennia inside the warp of like fighting chaos, he finally has been corrupted. But I don't know, because Drago is like as OP as they come. His sword was broken in half, and he literally used his psychic powers to kill a greater demon of Khorne, use like the metal from his axe and reforged his own sword. Like, that's crazy.
He's a perfect example of GW messing up and giving too much creative power to one person. Because there's one person who did that. It was what's his name?
Matt Ward.
Matt Ward. Mm-hmm. And at this point, they've even pushed him off to the side. Like, he doesn't have a role within the 13th Black Crusade. He doesn't have a role within the new campaigns that are going on, the Ultramar, all that kind of stuff.
Because the Grey Knights are now like known to the universe, and they're fighting alongside Guilliman and his Ultramarines. And like you said, the whole narrative has been pushed and has been using the Grey Knights, and Khaldor Drago isn't a part of it.
Yeah. But up until this point, like you said, there hasn't been anything in the lore that states that they're Chaos Corrupted Grey Knights. Mm-hmm. Can you make a Chaos Corrupted Grey Knight army? Sure. I mean, that's what 40K is supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be super ambiguous, to the point where you can do your own thing, but based on the lore now.
Yeah. And, I mean, like you were saying, he freaking carved Mortarion's name into his heart, as like Mortarion was a demon prince.
That's when you know you failed as like a GW writer, if you cancel out other people's writing, because that's what he did. If you have a Grey Knight that's not a Primarch, defeat a Primarch
that's been bolstered by Nurgle.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, you're just writing over other people's lore now.
Mm-hmm. It's like Guilliman's not even that strong. Like.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, well, it's a different question for a different video.
Good question, though. Mm-hmm. Next one comes from the 406. Hey, do you guys ever fight? What is your worst fight all about, if you don't mind us, your viewers, asking?
We were wrestling in front of an elementary school, and we were like trying to hit each other's weak spots, which happened to be the back of our calves. Or the calf is the back of our foot, yeah.
No. It was your hamstrings.
The hamstrings, there you go.
Because it makes you ticklish.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a teacher came out that day and like yelled at us.
No,
right?
Like, shake hands, and like we were just wrestling. Like.
Yeah, but we weren't actually mad.
No.
I don't think we've ever actually been mad at each other.
No, I can't remember.
Except for that one time, Rick made you cry.
Well, he did call me a slur.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
My feelings broke. I was like, he's supposed to be my friend, and my psyche crashed, I was a different person that day. I wasn't even mad. I was just hurt.
I don't really remember what he said.
Yeah. I was like,
said.
Yeah, not this guy.
Not me.
Yeah, it wasn't like I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
We were like 7, by the way.
This was what, 3rd grade?
Yeah, 7
Second
or 8.
grade? Yeah, something like that.
Next question comes from Gideon Kreider. Do you think a conflict or an interaction between World of Warcraft and Warhammer would be cool or big gay? Definitely big gay.
Yeah, it'd be happy, like 2 awesome worlds coinciding.
I think the World of Warcraft is like fantasy, and 40K is just like
it's too
grimy.
grim dark. Yeah, like I could see them like promoting one another. Maybe there's like a game, and like you get to play as Space Marines in the World of Warcraft. But I don't know. I feel like they're different. They're too different.
Yeah.
To mesh properly. But hey. Pineapple. Biggest animal Xeno. Tell me now. Your mom's.
I was gonna say Norn Queen.
Yeah. Well, aren't the Norn whales bigger? Or is that what they're called?
Oh no, the Void whales.
Void whales. There you go.
Void whales are pretty big. They're like krakens in space.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll say that.
Well, yeah, they're considered Xenos. Yeah.
I was gonna say a hive fleet is way bigger, and a hive fleet is technically a living organism.
Yeah, technically.
So technically, Tyranids.
Mm-hmm.
Just a hive. Because it is just one organism. Yeah. Next question.
Yaroslav L. How much blood would a blood god bleed if a blood god could bleed blood? I didn't say that right. Damn.
Well, it's a trick question either way, because a chaos god would not bleed. He only craves the blood.
That's true.
Next question comes from Dat1X. Why is there no benevolent chaos god born from good emotions, i.e. loyalty, love, or faith? Because that would be...
Big.
It's
It's grimdark. There's not supposed to be any hope and any goodness.
that, and I have a strong belief that it is negative emotions that first come out in anything you do. Like as a child, I don't feel that
That's negative emotions right there.
Yeah, like when a child is born, what do? They cry because it's like that negative emotion of like feeling these things that
Well,
don't
they
like,
cry because
like
they can't do
breathe.
anything.
Yeah, like that frustration within them just makes them cry. And I think that's what's happening within the timeline of the Chaos Gods. It's all the chaos, all the negative emotions forming first, and as the warp continues to develop, positive emotions will start to manifest, and those positive emotions will be the God Emperor turning into the God of Order, and then he will create his own good gods and whatnot. Will that ever happen? Probably not. But that's my theory.
Or you could just say the Emperor could be.
Yeah, but that's not cool.
Right.
I gotta give all this extra fluff behind it. Yeah. Next question.
This one is by TheFool06. Why is the Chaos faction that serves no particular Chaos God called Chaos Undivided, when they've actually always been fighting one another? Shouldn't they just be called Chaos Undecided? Yeah, kind of like when you're going to college and you have to pick your major, but you don't know what it is, so you just check the undecided.
I thought it was Chaos Undivided because originally chaos is chaotic, it's divided, so if it's undivided, then there is unity, and there's no chaos, so I thought that's what that meant. But I could be wrong. Next question comes from Becky Horton. Do the Angry Marines use Tech Marines? And if they do, what would they be like? Yes, and they would be angry.
Angry Marines.
Mm-hmm. They would build the giant contraptions where like a giant middle finger would pop out.
Yeah, power chairs would be a thing. Happy Day. Hey guys, would you ever get a Warhammer tattoo?
I've thought about it.
Just get the logo right on your chest.
Yeah, like the 40K logo.
No, it'd be like right here, but it have to be like in
Oh, like the stomach.
Yeah.
Like in Old English.
Mm-hmm.
Would you?
No, I don't think I'll ever get a tattoo.
Why?
I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me.
That's fair. I'm kind of the same way. I don't think I'll ever get a 40K tattoo. Not because they don't appeal to me, but just because I'm very indecisive and I wouldn't really know what to end up getting.
You'd get one thing and then the next day you'd be like, oh, I should have gotten this.
Yeah, something like that. I will tell you guys the story. This happened to me because I switched gyms. So I go to a new gym, and there was an extremely aggressively like white supremacist looking guy at the gym, and he was just acting aggressive towards me. Like whenever I would lift weights, he would like do the weights right next to me and try to like lift heavier, drop the weights. He would straight up just stare at me at times. And this happened within like the first 3 days, and I figured like, oh, this guy is, because of the way he looked, he was like this really tall, white, bald-headed guy. Because of the way he looked. Could be a Space Marine. Well, yeah, because of that. Well, he's not that big. He's big, but he's not that big. Because of that, I figured like, oh, this guy's mean mugging me. Like he just doesn't like me. And then we were in the locker room at the same time. Dude takes off his shirt and he has a what are the Germanic cross on his chest. And I realized, because as soon as I saw that, I realized that's a Black Templar logo, or like their insignia. So then my initial thought was, so this guy keeps staring at me and he keeps mean mugging me. He could just be a guy who's just like naturally has that bitch face, and he recognizes me from these videos, and he's like a Black Templar player. Or the exact opposite could be could be what is happening, and he's actually a white supremacist, and that is a German cross on his chest, and he's like a neo-Nazi, and he just doesn't like me because I'm not, because I'm Hispanic.
You're not of the Aryan race.
Yeah. I have not asked him. I have bumped into him a couple times. He still mean mugs, but I don't know if he's like a 40K fan with a Black Templar tattoo, or if he is a white supremacist with a Nazi German tattoo.
Have you ever like said hi or anything to him?
No, because again, he mean mugs me. If someone's mean mugging me, I'm not gonna be like, oh hi, how you doing? Because then it just gives them. It's just, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So if I die, yeah. Also, that goes to that does open up the platform for me to say that if you guys ever see us out in the street, come talk to us. Just say hi. Be nice, and we're pretty nice guys too. We just won't ever talk to anybody with the assumption that they know who we are, because this is a very niche thing.
Yeah, it's not like I go up to Starbucks, coffee for the sound alchemist.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, nerd.
Yeah. But yeah, next question. This will be the last question. I have one from Alex Fideli. How do Space Marine chapters gain additional gene seed? If a Space Marine falls in battle and the apothecary can't recover its gene seed, how does the chapter make up for those losses? There are gene seed tithes. Mm-hmm. So a chapter has to give a portion of their gene seed pool to the Adeptus Mechanicus, not only to test the gene seed to make sure that it's not being corrupted, and to show how strong it is and how effective it is at creating Space Marines that still fall into the lineage of the Primarch in the right way. Basically, just show they're not dirty. It also is so that if they ever do get destroyed, the Adeptus Mechanicus on a Forge world or on some like Shrine world, they have a store of that gene seed to make the chapter, or give the chapter the ability to replenish its ranks, which is what happened to the. Is it Celestial Lions?
I want to say yes.
I think it's the Celestial Lions. They are also the first chapter that I've seen that GW has outright said they look of African or just African descent. Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
And those are the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below. And if you're the guy with the Nazi tattoo and you're a fan, say hi.
Sound Alchemist.
Gershwan.
We'll see you next time. Well, me at least. Maybe not him.